Hey there, Lance Glass, L Guitar. For all you that are putting in the Claw Loc Resonator kits, had a few tricks, observations that we've made over the years that might help you get the most out of this device. Found that after you've got the resonator plate in and you're basically set up, how tight you make the connection between the claw and the resonator plate can give you some tonal variation. You may want to play around with that slightly once you're up and operational again. I seem to like a quarter to a half a turn back from fully tight. It seems to allow just a touch more of the spring to come through, I'll call it. But there again, you should play around with it and see what works for you. Another thing is, I'm intending you to use both washers and sandwich the spring in between. Now, to get the best seat, you need to cut off the tip of the standard spring. You see how it goes over there? The circle continues over. What happens if you don't do that, you see how this seat here is sort of pushing it up? Here is the side where the tip was cut off. Look how nice that seat is there. Much nicer. Here's a spring. I take a Dremel tool and just snip that little tip off there. See that? That gives you a very nice seat. Also, with this prop, you see how the springs are, I saw guys do this and it looks cool. But sometimes you get a little more movement if you need it, if the springs aren't triangulated. The travel right here can be a little more for you. You got 5 holes. It seems that if you're running 10s on a Fender standard bridge, you're going to end up maybe in the second hole. If you're running like a 9, you might be here, or 10s even in the third hole, but probably all the way up. The Floyd Rose stuff seems to operate in hole 4, maybe 5 if you've got a lot of springs, because the block is much smaller, therefore the springs are back further. Lastly, I mean, just for a decorative element, I like to use a clear cover. I think that shows the device off. This one is aluminum or brass, and then myself, I prefer the aluminum. The brass adds quite a bit of weight. I think the next batch we're actually going to cut a couple slots in the brass to lighten it up. But this kit is, I don't know, 3 ounces in aluminum, but the brass it doubles it. So it kind of has a darkening effect. But, to each his own. You play, I'm happy to sell either. We're also going to start offering a kit with springs. And all these springs are cut. So if you don't have the means to cut a spring, you can buy the springs pre-cut. Hope that was of assistance, and thanks so much for your support of L Guitar. Have a great day.